Now, today, you're going to meet some people who take self-love to what the people in their lives say is the extreme. In fact, friends and family call them egomaniacs. It's definitely a battle of the egos with my first couple. Now, Renee brags that she's right 100% all the time. 100% right, 100% of the time, and even boasts that all of her friends worship her. I'm sure they'll be glad to see that. Her fiancé Chuck says Renee must be confused because he's the one that's always right, and he's the one who's best at pretty much everything.
When Chuck and I are together, it's like two huge egos colliding. Chuck is way too competitive. If he's losing, he acts like a pouty baby.
You keep grabbing pants.
Oh, come on, yeah, run back to your corner, siswad. Where's your skirt at?
Renee has the biggest ego of anybody that I've ever met.
Look at eyes closed, ready? I don't even need to look.
I think Chuck has a bigger head. I think I have a medium-sized head.
Good luck, I really mean that. Good luck, no, I really mean this.
Renee and I are competitive about pretty much everything.
There we go!
We could be playing board games. She cheats. Sports.
So you're saying you're better than me? Huh? You think you're better than me?
Well, if it was one-on-one, yeah.
Chuck is so stuck on himself when it comes to sports. He'll be like, did you see my play? And I'll always be like, I thought it was average. Because like his head's so big, it's like, you know, so I'm not gonna feed into that, you know?
I ain't going easy on you this game. When it comes to sports, I am pretty great. There.
Chuck thinks he's the best at everything, and Chuck probably was the best at everything until he got with me.
Oh, get out of here.
So it's hard for him.
For me, it's like a matter of survival. You know, she's gonna smack talk all she wants, you know, and I could either take it or I could start giving it back.
I think Chuck thinks that I'm conceited about things, so therefore he like never compliments me on anything.
Renee and I argue very frequently.
Chuck is the most stubborn person ever.
I'm not gonna kiss your ass, and that's what it becomes.
It's called admitting when you're wrong, Chuck.
He thinks that he's perfect.
You're impossible to argue with.
Because I'm right.
No, not
because
always.
I'm right.
It's hard because I'm always right. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm always right. He never thinks he's wrong, but he's wrong like 99.9% of the time.
You can't do that. The reason you have no points is because you suck.
When Renee and I fight, oftentimes there's yelling. It's not a common thing that a man be called a bitch, but, you know, Renee's good for that.
Me and Chuck break up at least once a week.
Renee and I have been engaged twice and disengaged twice. I am definitely tired of the emotional roller coaster.
I would like DrPhil to say, Chuck, you're an idiot. And Chuck would be like, wow, I am an idiot.
You want me to say, Chuck, you're an idiot because you want to be hooked up with an idiot?
No, but I want him to...
How is that a win for you? I mean, you don't really want him to be an idiot, do you?
I think he is like a 90% idiot, and I want him to be perfect. I want him to be good. I want him to realize his faults because he's got a lot of them. And I want him to change.
And you, on the other hand, have no faults.
A few. No, I have like a couple. I mean, but they're little. I mean, you know, they're little.
What would be your biggest fault? Let me ask you, what's her biggest fault besides wanting you to be an idiot?
Her big head.
No, that's not even right. See, he's wrong. It's not. I'm disorganized. That's my biggest fault.
That's your biggest fault?
I wish that was her biggest fault.
Oh, it is. He's wrong. It is my biggest fault.
Well, you know, really, when I read everything we talked to you all about, I looked at all the tape, I've been through everything, and I really expected one of two things, either two superheroes to come out here. I figured y'all would like swoop around and land here the way you talk about yourselves, or it would be two 7-year-old kids going, got you last, got you last.
We do that. We do that.
I know.
I think Renee talks to her ex-boyfriends to stroke her ego. She still believes that they'd want to be with her in a heartbeat, and she reminds me of that all the time.
Chuck thinks I talk to my exes to boost my ego, but that's not true. I talk to them because I feel if I didn't talk to them, then they would think that like I was like brokenhearted or devastated over them.
Well, today I'm talking to guests that go a wee bit overboard in the old self-love department. Now, Chuck says his fiancée Renee constantly needs to feed her big ego, so she refuses to stop talking to her exes. True? You maintain these relationships?
Yeah, friendly. Friends, pure friends.
Okay. Are you easy to live with?
Oh, at times. I think I'm easier to live with than she is, but...
Is this a battle of the egos?
Yeah. More likely than not. I think for me, it's a battle of survival.
You say I am great at sports. I'm better than most people. Should have been in the major leagues. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Why, if you're great, why aren't you?
I fell short.
Why?
Just of my own doings and lack of support, I guess, in some areas when I was growing up.
Your theory is, and I quote, if I don't brag about myself, who will?
That's not always true. I mean, she does compliment me a lot of times.
Well, it's what you said.
Oh yeah, well, and part of that is true, but not all of it. I'm not a constant braggart. I mean, there are times if I'm, feeling kind of down and out and not feeling like I'm getting anywhere that, I'll kind of toot my own horn. But
okay, now you guys are like full grown, right?
Right.
When you get in an argument, you put your fingers in your ears so you don't have to hear him?
You never heard him. He's just like, he nags like a mare.
I suspect nobody ever hears him when you're in the room. How do you get a word in edgewise?
That was a good one.
Now, seriously. Seriously.
That was a good one.
Seriously, you put your fingers in your ears?
I can hear you. Mama. I don't listen to him.
Do you see why I said I expected 7-year-olds to come out here? In order for you to compete with your mate, that means one of you is going to be a winner and the other is going to be
A loser.
a loser. So your goal is you're going to define this relationship where somebody comes out the loser all the time. And you want it to be him. You want him to be a loser when he tangles with you.
Not now that you said it like that. It made sense. You know what I mean?
Because you understand, in order for
Yeah.
you to win, which is like, yay, way, look at me,
Right.
I win, that means he's got to be walking away saying, I'm a loser. You want him to feel that way all the time.
No. Yeah, but no. I want him to admire what I do like other people do athletically. I want him to admire me. So when he doesn't give me the attention or he doesn't say, Renee, you did a phenomenal play, which I want to impress him because I love him. He doesn't give me that attention.
Well, the formula for success in a relationship is that it meets the needs of the two people involved. You want him to have all of these positive thoughts and images of you.
Right.
But you withhold it because you feel that if you do it, it's at your expense. That she will use that over you if you acknowledge that. Same thing with him. You say, if I tell him, yeah, you are the Bago King. I know that's a hard thing to give up because it's such a valued title. I mean, come on. I mean, you guys are withholding from each other what you most need.
You got to smell good.
My fiance Anthony has an incredibly huge ego.
Oh, hell yeah. That is so fine. I do not have a big ego. I am self-confident.
I love my brother Anthony, but he loves himself even more. Anthony is constantly talking about how hot and sexy he is and how he has mojo.
Sexy ass. I just think I'm hot. Desiree's lucky to have a man like me.
Every time Anthony gets undressed, he'll always give me a strip tease and be swinging his thing around and asking me, do I like it?
Sometimes I'll pose and get all excited and have some fun.
Anthony always flashes me.
Better watch yourself, girl.
Anthony is always talking about how women can't stand to stay away from him.
I can't go anywhere without at least one girl checking me out.
I truly think Anthony honestly believes he's God's gift to women.
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
I want Anthony to see that there's more to life than just how you look.
Who is the finest of them all?
I definitely just want Anthony to totally get over himself.
It's most definitely me.
Okay, so you think he's out of control?
He's totally out of control. He just never stops talking about himself. He'll come home from the store, come home from work, and that's all I hear is, this person checked me out, they want to get with me, they want to be with me, I'm so hot, look at me, just constantly, and it's just like, shut up. I can't stand it, I can't.
All right, is that true?
Yeah, kinda.
Kinda what?
Not all the time, not everywhere I go, not every time I go anywhere, but I do it a lot. I can admit that.
99% of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not every single time, but 99%.
Yeah, they kind of got you surrounded here, so we got...
Yeah, I'm used to it.
Now, when you were talking to Megan yesterday, you said, now that DrPhil, he's got a big head, and he likes to be right all the time.
They got you.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, we'll come back to that. You say, I got the mojo, baby. So what is your mojo? We want to know.
That's
Don't
not...
we, guys? We want to know. We want to know what the mojo is.
It's not really something you can explain. You know, it's something you just put out there. It's like a vibe you put off, you know?
Yeah. Are you doing it now? No, I'm just curious. I want to know.
I just can't really explain it. I just...
His
He can't
mojo
control
is where
it.
people are attracted to him. It's nothing he does. They just swarm to him.
It's something he exudes,
He just
basically.
walks in a room and it's all eyes on him. Oh, look at him.
But is he like being different now than he normally is?
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
At home, I would have seen his thing like 7 times by now. Seriously, it's just... He won't even let me go to the grocery store because he shops better than me. I stay home all day with the kids. And I'm in the house all day. I want to go to the grocery store. Oh, you can't because I shop better than you. Oh, you can't drive because I drive. And it's my car, and I can't drive it. Because he drives better. I'll get into an accident.
That's true.
Yeah, so why do you think you're this way? Because you weren't always this way, right?
No, I wasn't.
Because you said it's like back in the 6th grade, and that time you got picked on a lot, you got made fun of a lot?
Yeah, I did. Quite a bit. I got beat up a few times, just get made fun of every day. I was always, I wouldn't say the nerdy kid, but I was definitely the one that was always getting picked on.
So why were they picking on you?
I wasn't real heavy, but I was kind of chunky, and they would always pick on me for that more than anything else. For some reason, when I hit 10th grade, everything just kind of did a complete 180.
You were like a late bloomer?
Yeah, I
I mean,
guess.
like you were like smaller and chunky and kind of nerdy, and then
Yeah,
in
I was
10th
really
grade,
short.
then all of a sudden, there you were, and all you girls started liking you, and you started getting attention.
Mm-hmm.
That felt pretty good.
Oh, it felt real good.
I disagree. I've known him his entire life, and I disagree.
What do you say?
I think he's overcompensating. I think this is a facade. He's hiding behind it. That's what I think. I think his self-esteem is lacking, and this is his way of protecting himself. Oh, look at me, I'm so bad, but really, he's protecting himself.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Well, if you get picked on a lot, you do kind of start to take on a facade to kind of keep people away. I mean, that's what I was talking to you guys about, right? It's called leveling, you know, where you take on a certain demeanor to kind of project something, because if you're vulnerable, if you're flaws and fallacies, like you say, you think crying is a weakness, right?
Yeah.
So you're not real teary,
I don't cry.
because that would be what?
That would show you're vulnerable and weak. I don't know.
It would show that you had the capacity to feel and have emotions and express them. How cruel would it be if somebody was sitting across a room from you and said, well, you look at her, she has emotions. She can feel. That would be horrible, wouldn't it? So you put on a facade. I mean, everybody does that, but there's nothing wrong with being confident, but is it possible that the pendulum has swung too far, like, you know, you were really getting picked on and having a lot of problems, and so when you start getting a little success, you say, okay, it's makeup time, baby. Yeah, I've had enough time being on that end of it. Now I'm going to strut my stuff, because I've been there, didn't like it, going to come over here. But what if that pendulum just kind of settles in the middle some way, where if you're good looking, if you're charming, if you have a great personality, you just let it be. You know, you just let it radiate. You don't have to tell everybody all the time. If you're truly confident, there's a relaxed air about that confidence. You don't have to tell everybody how great you are, because you just be. You know, you just are, you just be, and you're confident in that. And it doesn't have to be at somebody else's expense.
That's all I would want.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.